Let me be honest, most portraits don't look bad because of the camera. They look bad because of Lightroom, and more specifically because of these 3 mistakes that I see all the time. So today I want to break them down and show you how to fix them so that your portraits instantly look more professional. And stick around because mistake number 3 might change everything about the way you edit your portraits. Welcome back. My name is Sam. This is Newman Photographs. On this channel, I create photography content. If that's what you're into, please subscribe to my channel and like this video to see more of my content. I really appreciate every single one of them. All right, enough yapping. Let's get into it. One of the biggest mistakes is pushing clarity and texture way too far. Now, don't get me wrong. I use clarity and texture all the time for my portraits, but it's really easy to get carried away and push it too far. Now, I know we're talking about portraits in this video, but it's important to note that the clarity tool was mainly designed for landscape photography. And the reason why you have to be careful when using clarity for your portraits is because it can easily destroy the skin. Unless that's actually what you're going for, if that's your artistic vision. If you push clarity too far in the positive, the skin will look dirty almost, and it'll add all these wrinkles to the face, making your subject look a lot older. And again, if that's what you're going for, okay. But a lot of people, that's not really what they're going for. It makes your portraits look harsh, cheap, or even digital. Now, if you do want to push your portraits in the positive, you gotta do it very lightly. And if you're using the clarity tool for the sake of adding more detail to your portrait, don't do that. Use the texture. First, what I like to do is raise the texture slider, and then I'll raise the clarity tool after that, but just a bit. Or what you could do is just use the negative clarity. But again, you don't want to overdo that either, because if you push the clarity too much in the negative, it'll make your image look too soft. Now, if you want to smoothen the image, maybe smoothen the skin a little bit, you can push the clarity slider into the negative. But whether it's in the negative or the positives, you have to be cautious with it. So these are some of the fixes that I found, right? Using negative clarity instead of the positive. Use texture to add more detail. And if you do want to use positive clarity, don't go past 30. And even that might be a little too high. This was definitely one of the first things that I had to learn when I started editing professionally. So that was mistake number 1, right? Overdoing clarity and texture. So now I want to move on to mistake number 2, and that is bad white balance and skin tone. Now, white balance isn't just about warm or cool. Now, before we even touch the white balance in Lightroom, it's important to always get it right on the day of the shoot. Now, I always shoot in manual. Even my white balance, I don't like to leave it on manual because sometimes the light will change and it'll make some weird colors on the photos. So I always have it on the appropriate, well, balance, whether that be cloudy, tungsten, daylight, or whatever the lighting situation actually is. But sometimes, you know, things happen and we forget to correctly set the white balance. Well, this is when you can fix it in Lightroom, provided you shoot in RAW. And white balance is so important because if your photo looks too warm, that's not good. And if it looks too cool, then that's even worse because it'll make your skin look blue/purplish. It's very unnatural on the skin. You push it too far on one side, you start to look like an orange. You push it too far on the other side, you start looking sick or gray. So the fix to this, as I said, is get your white balance right on the day of the shoot. But if you want to do it in Lightroom because you didn't get it right on the day of the shoot, you have to start neutral. Don't just start sliding the temperature left and right. What I like to do is always adjust the tint before the tint. And another thing you need to look for is the skin. Whenever you're fixing the white balance, look at the skin, not just the background or whatever else is in the frame. Now, thankfully, if you are using Adobe Lightroom, the auto setting usually works pretty well. But sometimes, to me, I feel like it fails. But thankfully, Lightroom has also other presets, right? It has a bunch of different white balance presets, so you can select the one that best matches the lighting situation that you had on the shoot. Okay, now this next one is a big one, editing everything at once. So most people open Lightroom and touch literally every slider. Don't do that. The pros edit in stages. Me, for example, what I would do is I'll focus on the white balance, I'll focus on the light, and then the colors, the details, there's a whole list. The fix to this is really to separate the steps. For example, me, when I'm shooting my portraits, I would often underexpose it in the edit. And then I would go back using the masks. And that's a great fix for that. You need to be using masks. Because with the masks, I can select the background, edit that separately. I can select the face, the eyes, edit those separately. But there's not just that. There's a whole lot more you can do with masks. You can even select the sky if you need to maybe make it darker or make it a little brighter. There's so much you can do with the masks. This is why you need to be using them. Don't just move the sliders all around. Less sliders, more intention. That's what I like. These 3 mistakes are exactly why I built my presets the way I did. Accurate skin tones, controlled contrast, and a strong base so you don't have to fight the image. Again, in my presets, when you use them, you'll see that the face is often, actually almost always, the brightest part in the image, because to me, that's the most important in a portrait. Whenever you're looking at my portraits, you'll always see the face stands out, the skin tones are accurate, and you can really read into the person's eyes and connect to what you're actually feeling. Now, all the presets that I've used in this video, you can get them using the first link in the description below. Now, you can get them individually or buy them all as a pack. Again, it's very affordable and it's a great way to support me, my channel, and my photography journey. And if you are one of the many people that purchased one of my presets before, I greatly appreciate you, and let us know your thoughts about them in the comments below, maybe for those that haven't purchased it yet. So what are some mistakes that you have encountered when editing your portraits? Also, let me know that in the comments. Now, if you like photography and you are the adventure type, at the time of recording this video, I'm hosting a photo trip to Bali next year in March. So if you want to learn more about this and possibly join, you can watch this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something new from this video or found it entertaining. And if you did, feel free to show your support by leaving a like, sharing it with your friends, or even subscribing to my channel. Stay creative, keep creating. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.